This saga started in late April when I started experiencing pelvic pain that increased in intensity and frequency over time, and I decided I was 910% done with having these organs and I can't do this anymore, so I scheduled appointments with the 2 transgender care specialists in my area and underwent a series of tests including a pelvic exam and pelvic ultrasound, neither of which were very fun but necessary, and since they couldn't find anything that was physically wrong, they were unwilling to do hysterectomy for pain reasons. Now, they provided me options. One of the options was to go on a regimen of ibuprofen, which I've been on, and it hasn't helped at all, so that doesn't work. And the other was to get my IUD removed and substitute with another prophylactic. The prophylactics they offered me were not a good fit for my life. I don't want to go on depot because I don't want the side effects. I don't want another IUD, and I don't want to do a tubal ligation. Why would I have that when I want my stuff out anyway? That doesn't make sense to me. So as a last-ditch effort, I ended up scheduling an appointment at a women's clinic that I heard treated transgender men, and my appointment was on July 10th. That's how long this process has taken. Now, when I saw the doctor, it was a little awkward, but everybody's very nice and respectful to me, and nobody freaked out, and it was all okay. And she was willing to recommend a hysterectomy for pain reasons, and she gave me a list of doctors that do laparoscopic and Da Vinci hysterectomies. And I scheduled an appointment with the doctor that had the most experience with transgender patients for laparoscopic hysterectomy, as the Da Vinci procedure doesn't have a better recovery time or less risk. It's just kind of cutting edge and it has longer waiting lists, so I went with laparoscopy. So on the 12th, I had an appointment with the surgeon and I asked her a bunch of questions. She answered my questions, and I asked if I could get this done by the end of July, which was pretty imperative for me if I'm going to get it done this year, which I'd really like to do because I don't want the pain anymore. And if I get it any later than the end of July, I won't have time to recover for my teaching assistantship and graduate school. And she said I'd hear from the scheduler, and I heard from the scheduler on the 17th of July. And they gave me a date of the 23rd of July, which is tomorrow, and my brain's all kind of scrambled, and I'm really nervous and anxious because I haven't had as much time to process this like I did with top surgery. The top surgery was like 6 months out, and I really wanted this, and there are clear results. Now I'm going to have a long recovery time and not really see what's happening. I won't even know if the pelvic pain is going to go away for sure until I've recovered enough to not have any pelvic pain from that. So that's a little daunting. A couple other things I'm worried about. I will be irrevocably unable to have biological children. That isn't a big deal to me now because I don't want children ever. I don't see myself ever being a parent, and having children biologically is horrific to me. Like, it'd be such a violation of my body to go off of testosterone for that long and to do something that felt so wrong to me. But I know we always want what we can't have, and you don't want for something until you realize it's gone. So, I'll have irrational regret there, I'm sure. Another thing I'm worried about is I will be forever dependent on being on hormones, at least long term. Short term, I can go off for maybe a couple of months at a time if I needed to, but long term, if I were to go off of exogenous sex hormones, I would experience complications and significantly decreased lifespan. Now, there's a chance that this hysterectomy will decrease my lifespan anyway because the ovaries don't just produce estrogen, they produce other hormones too and regulate other things. I could be shortening my life in addition to testosterone. What testosterone may or may not do, we don't know yet. There isn't a whole lot of research. So that's a little worrying, but when I realize that I'm living longer now because of transition than I would have if I hadn't, it's like I'm just gaining more years with every year that passes. Other things I'm worried about, financially I'm concerned that I'll go over my limit for my insurance and I'll have to pay that out of pocket, especially since I've had the testicle insertion and an ultrasound. I don't know how much they cost, but I imagine they're quite costly. Plus I've had all these appointments until I finally got this third opinion, so I don't know. I mean, we'll get it figured out, so it'll be fine. I just hope we don't have to pay too much. And then there's the aspect of potentially having my sexual function changed with hysterectomy. I hope it isn't for the worse, but if it is, I guess I'll deal with it. There's not much that I can do. No going back now, I guess. I'm confident in my decision to go through with the hysterectomy. It's very sudden. It's very sudden for me, so I'll keep you all updated with videos like I did with top surgery the best I can, and I'll talk to you later, I guess. Thanks for your time.